unnecessary feelings, especially in the 21st century where the time is rushing so fast, and then the sense of self consciousness is just not really needed that much. So I'm really hoping that the sound is okay. I've been putting on the adjustments so that it's responding well to the piano, to the two registers, which is always a little bit of a challenge. But anyway, we'll see. So now I'm going to be working on a bit of toccata by Prokofiev. Merry Christmas, Brian. Thank you for joining us. And also, before I continue, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody. I hope that it's met with joy and inspiration and brightness towards the future, fulfillment, and all of this, all of the wonders that the life brings. Watching on Facebook, Marcus, thank you so much for joining us on Facebook. So I'm live streaming this on the app called Haps, and it's multicasting on different platforms, which is Facebook, YouTube. I think Reddit, Twitter, and Hubs itself. So, so if there's a little bit of a delay when I'm responding to the comments, that could also be the case a little bit because the live streaming is still evolving. So we have to be practicing our patience, right? And understanding, allowing for the mistakes. I actually love this stage where we are at this time and space with technology where we have to kind of be more understanding, because I think that's also teaching us towards being more understanding to each other, to each other's differences. So without further talk, let's go into the music. How do you like my solar torch? It's just the edge of the piano. Okay, so. So this is the part that Merry Christmas, Marta. Thanks so much for joining us. Wonderful to see you. And also thank you for the tweet. It was yesterday, right? Yeah. So this piece is definitely getting better. I was only touching it sporadically from here and there. And I think many of you might have remembered all of the hiccuping because I literally live streamed the beginning with this toccata. And this was a very challenging part, but now it's much more smoother. So let's continue. It feels as if it's a little bit blurry. I don't know if this is the case or is it just my mind. I have no idea where the camera is on this phone. By the way, I'm actually streaming from a new phone. I went on and replaced my old phone with a new phone, and I'm super happy now. The pixelation, everything is perfect. So. let's work now on this part a little bit. I'm also thinking, because this piece is greatly repetitive, and it's kind of like a maze. So maybe I'm going to be connecting this to kind of the installation pieces. Right now, I'm inspired by the two ends of the world. One is about the cosmos, because I'm reading this book, The Gas Particle, which is touching upon the history of astronomy from all of the great thinkers in the ancient Greek time who thought about the atomic size, the atom, which can't be divided. Of course, we discovered later that it can be divided. And then we reached at this time of this civilization to the Higgs bosons. And those are the particles, in my understanding of things, that are constantly flickering. And so they disappear sooner than current technology is able to find evidence of them. So the only way they think they exist is if they identify the debris of their dissolution. Imagine how fascinating that is. So I've been thinking about this actually for a long time, because I started a series of painting in, was it April, I think, a few paintings that are deeply connected to the idea of fire, idea of merging with the otherworldly, with each other. And and then this fits well. And then I also thought about something else, which kind of fits well, which is a mold, just regular mold. And I was reading this book, Pilgrim at the Tinker's Creek by Annie Dillard, and she has been touching upon exploring. She was really interested in nature and contemplating about this, and so all of these stories got me thinking about various things, various parasitic forms on this planet. And then it got me thinking about the mold. Actually, I don't think she's covering the mold. I'll have to go through again to see if there is something interesting, because she really brings out interesting aspects from science that she's been studying. And so mold is quite interesting. It only reflects to the warmth and to the humidity, and then it has the capability to merge with the wall, just like sometimes the particles are merging with each other, and to collapse it. It actually, the mold is the one that's able to collapse the buildings, and it's from the certain types of mold that the penicillin was discovered, which meant that the population of humanity would not be dying any longer from the bacterial infections, which I think is fascinating. Something so powerful to reclaim back to nature is also giving us something to detach from nature, because since the discovery of the antibiotics, we've just decimated the bacterial world, which is also very important. The microbiome is, as you know, is quite connected to the brain, and all of these things. Like it's all kind of a mix. I'm trying to juxtapose those two aspects. Bon, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us from Chicago. Wonderful to see, and also a great. A great shout out to Jason Habs. There you are. Good morning. Great to see you, because he's doing great shows from with different stories from all over the world. I really had the honor talking to him. So everybody follow Jason Habs. I think that's your username, right? In here. Exactly, Jim in Chicago is Jason Habs. Yes, I'm always trying to put the name as it is on Habs so that people can find. So anyway, so let's go back to this mechanical stuff. Maybe I will be also like I'm feeling about the paintings as I'm working on this. So maybe after this stream, or even during the stream, I'll pull out my tablet and then maybe draw something quickly so we can dedicate a little automatic thing to this as well, because very automatic is very industrious. before I continue on this as well, a little bit intro. It's actually written in 1912, so this is the early stage of Prokofiev's opus, and it has this enthusiasm and it has rebelliousness of the youth. It's not like those sonatas that I've been torturing all of you with, anyway, or else the sixth one. And that's more like a life force, more of a realization at the momentary point, and also as a response to all of the suppression, repression that he was going through. So this one is different. It's more of a kind of, maybe we can say, a naive world even, but it's a world full of mechanical. It's the world reflecting the world that he was living in, which is the industrial. Very much the machines being the extended hand of the humanity and all of this kind of stuff. Says that the plot is thickening, actually. Gregory, Merry Christmas. Thanks so much for joining, listening. Can I need to direct your piano to my PC stream? What do you mean? I need to direct my piano. Where are you joining from? Cognac. Thank you so much. Maybe the sound. How is the sound, by the way? Because I'm now streaming from my phone, so maybe that's what you're meaning, because I never know how is the sound. Sometimes good, sometimes they like with the human experience. Sometimes we have good days, sometimes so it's good. Okay, great, excellent. Thank you so much, Jim. So yeah, it's just I'll go a little bit more over here, over this kind of intricate part where the plot is thickening, as you can see from. Thank you so much for the burst, super hard, Gregory. Yes, exactly. Okay, thank you, sir. Really? Okay, so where are you joining from? I understand now what you mean. Maybe you are from Twitch, because that's very, very demanding platform to be on. I know all of that studio-like technology. I actually do have one microphone, which is fairly good, but that's for another time. Right now, we're just on the phone. I always remember that. I remember this, and you are actually quite right, because of the technology is that way. But anyway, I remember this story from the Hermann Hesse, one of the books. I think it's the Steppenwolf, Steppenwolf, and and he met Mozart in one of those wanderings of the mind, and Mozart was listening to this horrible radio, and it was reproducing the sounds in a very, very low quality, because in radio you would be losing a lot. And then the protagonist was asking Mozart, why are you listening such a low quality reproduction? And then Mozart just responded, but the reproduction is still, the essence hasn't been changed. It's the essence that I'm interesting. It's about directing your phone. Piano to my software. Yes, I understand. Piano to my software. Okay. So you mean that I should be with the music interface, right? Is that how it's called? Because I actually don't have that. I only have the microphones. Secret. Thank you so much. Hold on a second. Can I follow people in here? Actually, I can't press. If I'm pressing, I can. Hold on a second. Let's follow everybody on Hubs. It's still a little family, which is the beauty of it. Okay, let's just work a little bit more on this. But I do agree that I have to work a little bit more on a different type of streams. So. So this part is still not so good. Yeah, most welcome. So let's just work on this a little bit, and then we are going to be skipping into the past, into the Mussorgsky sound. Not about. Thank you so much. Sound like it's coming from a microwave. Oh my God, is that bad? Is it that bad, like a microwave? Wow, I'll have to check then that. But I agree with you that sometimes it's not so good. We'll have to do something about it. Anyway, for now, we'll just have to listen to the microwave. I'm sorry. Maybe that's also a project in the future. How can we distort the sound in a different, meaningful way? Maybe that could also be the case. And then we're jumping. Better hardware and software. Yeah, I know. But what can we do sometimes when it comes to live stream? Of course, I'm not using the phone if I'm doing the YouTube stream, but not stream. Sorry, YouTube videos. But on this one, I mean, it's very, very convenient, But of course, we lose a lot of of the quality. And but if I was using the laptop, I was also experiencing some hardship. I'll have to spend a lot of time on this, and the time is of essence with so many things that I'm working on. So sometimes. It's interesting, when I was in Periscope, nobody was really complaining this much. So. more time in a really slow motion, and then we are moving on to Mussorgsky. This is the wrong note that I've been jumping all the time. Still not there. So this is a jump. Thank you. Continuing further because I want this problematic part to stay in the subconsciousness to be for the subconscious to work through it. Let's continue now into the other world, into a difference a little bit, into the Mussorgsky, into a little bit more of a listenable things. I'll start from the beginning, actually, if I can find the beginning, because my music score is always such a mess. Okay, there it is. Thanks so much. Attacca in that one, and then completely to come out of nothingness. Because to me, this is like an abstract thought. If this is a piece called "Pictures at the Exhibition," inspired and dedicated to the friend of Mussorgsky, who was a painter who died unfortunately, and this death was very traumatic for. Thank you so much, Jim. Really appreciate it. So he was very, very deeply moved by the passing of this friend, and I think it was probably speaking of the infections. I think it was some kind of infection at the time. They didn't have the antibiotics. I started with the mold, so it's continuing. And as I'm having all of these thoughts, I'm probably thinking how to incorporate Mussorgsky into the mold project, quantum particles, physics ideas. So we'll see what comes out of it. But this is definitely an abstract thought. It even feels serial, like serialism. It could be like an irritation or some kind of a very, very it says con tutta forza with I think the total force. I was listening to the interpretation of Kissin, and he really plays this fast. I don't know. It says velocissimo, but I'm not too convinced because it reminds me of serialism, so I want it to be clear. Crazy finger order as usual in my case. So it's again an interlude. An interesting thing just happened. I thought I saw something moving with my eye, on the edge of the eye, and then I saw it's just something, a little like a hair or something flying, and it was amazing. Do you remember that time as a child? I remember I was looking at the dust particles, in a particular corner of the light. You actually see that. Did anybody have those experiences? I remember as a child I was mesmerized. I would be looking all of these little particles, but the sun had to be at a particular angle, and then you would see the particles floating around. And because you always perceive air as nothingness, but air is fluid just as much as water. It's just that we are conditioned to perceive it as invisible. So yeah, that's fascinating, isn't it? And just now, and then it brought back all of those thoughts. And maybe because this theme goes throughout the whole piece, which is a piece comprised of many other pieces, and each one has a title. Each one is dedicated to a different painting. It's isn't it? Yeah, the memories. No, but I mean, I don't have memories of so many important things, and then I have memories of what some people might think is unimportant. But for me, that moment of realization, when you see the dust, it's kind of, I don't know, it was mesmerizing. So anyway. So maybe this is a theme of something profound like that. It's a very innocent theme as well. Doesn't have much dissonance or rebelliousness. This is an F minor, actually. So now the one which is very beautiful is called the Stary Zamak, Stary Zamok. Maybe in Russian I'm not that good. In Russian, actually, I understand 80%, but not more. And so it's the old castle, a kind of medieval. mysterious ending as well. Cat eyeglasses are for piano skills. Thank you so much. Wonderful sharing musical talent. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Meg MD. Thank you for joining us and also sharing your time with us. Even though my sound might not be the best today, it's not the best day for it, but day of today with an artist to finally get. Thank you so much. We really appreciate this. Yeah, I know with time as well, and I also feel guilty so many times, but I just didn't have time to either stream or anything, and I was barely on social media the last few days. I was doing some renovations and stuff. Thank you indeed. I think this piece is like the old castle. I'm imagining all of those kind of medieval stories, but it's definitely situated in our times. I don't think it's actually. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's the Mussorgsky today. It's not the torturous Prokofiev, although we started with the Prokofiev. So, and then again, a promenade. And another thing also, like Maurice Ravel actually orchestrated. This piece is originally written for piano by Mussorgsky, and then Maurice Ravel orchestrated, made it for the orchestra. So I was so many times I was listening to the Ravel that I'm literally hearing different instruments as I'm playing this. It is super, super fun and interesting to do. It's such a rewarding piece. Now the next one is a bit on a tricky side. I remember I wasn't playing it that well. We'll see how it turns out now. I literally didn't touch this piece for since the last live stream when I was touching it together with you. This is a miss note. So the hands are a little bit like a mayonnaise. I definitely want to work on this a little bit. Just so hold on a second. I need electricity again. This is typical Russian. This particular. This one is almost a bit like a Christmassy. Let's actually fix this right on the spot because I think I was doing some hacks like shortcuts, and shortcuts are never good. They come back to haunt you. See, this is part. fully absorbed. Did you get to Christmas? Actually, I didn't have a Christmas yet. Christmas in this country is following a different kind of it's a Gregorian calendar, and the other one is the Caesarian, right? And so it's on the 7th of January. So I have the joy of congratulating all of the friends, all of the people abroad, the regular Christmas, and then also with the people that are here in this country on the 7th. And then to make things more complex, there is also a 2 New Years. First New Year, which everybody celebrates, is on the 1st of January, and then there is a 14th of January. Then there is another New Year according to this old calendar that some people are celebrating. I'm kind of, do you call it agnostic? Like I'm not really feeling close to any of those motions because I respect all religions and all of the points of view, but I congratulate to everybody. So anyway, it's quite funny this way. So I'm going to be just start from the beginning, just to face the demons a little bit. There are some demons that are still floating around in this playful piece. Just 2 pages, but it's kind of tricky. So, oh, now I feel like electricity. This one, I feel a little bit like what I felt when I was working the Goldberg variation. It was very strange. For some reason I felt like okay to press. Years of conditioning, years of merging with the piano, years of being molded to the piano, and piano being molded to me. Now I'm working on the mold with my painting, so I'll be using a lot of symbolism between the mold and the life now, I think. So let's go back to this. And let's pronounce this in Russian. Тюлерийский сад. Тюлерийский сад. 49 после игры. This is about children after the games, something. finger order problem, actually. Okay, let's continue on to the next one, even though that one still has to be worked on. Also, it's kind of analogous to the old classical one, in my opinion. Just to go back to the dance, for some reason I'm being. So this is also. There is a lot of innocence as well here. I can definitely imagine this is about children. Okay, it's definitely better. Thanks so much for staying with me for so long. Now, this one has to be played tranquillo, which means slow, kind of calm, very much calm, not slow. That is this is like a rays of light. Thank you so much, Missy. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you so much. And you too, absolutely. I really, really appreciate you. And everything right back at you and the outstanding shows and ennobling this app, this Hubs app for all of us. We really appreciate. Now listen to, now there is this kind of a light in this particular one. From light to darkness in here. And then this one is actually reminding is beginning the next one, which is great. I just want to work on this a little bit more. I don't hear this. Now a bit more dynamics from the double pianissimo. Pianissimo actually una corda. It says una corda. I'm always so lazy with una corda, which is the left pedal. And then okay. Now, two Jews. One is rich and another one is poor. So this is what this piece is representing. I think this one is a rich one because of the confidence. And then the poor one, I think, sorry. Am I doing this correctly? Yeah, that's it actually. the promenade, walking between the pieces. This is the most one resembling the beginning. Jumps are always difficult for me. Okay, I think I'll probably be finishing this stream in a moment because let me see now. I don't know how long I've been live streaming. It's 6 o'clock. Oh yes, I definitely have to finish this because I have a somewhere to be at 7. Okay, I think that's it for now. And anyway, I'm being hiccuping at this point already now. So I think so thank you so much, everyone, for being with me, joining me. Also, especially chatting, because I think the more we go further with technology, the more we are going into the participatory. And I'm actually, to that honor, I'm also doing the Mapoid. It's a large-scale project that I'll be incorporating everything into the past, into the future, and into the maps of the walks, and also all of those live streams that I'm actually now documenting. So if somebody also wants to join me on that journey, feel free to connect on me on Twitter. I'm most active on Twitter, where we can actually explore the togetherness in true togetherness. So thank you so much, Jim, if you're still with me. Thank you for being so long on this stream, and everybody that was in here. So I'll see you. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, and once again, happy holidays for everybody celebrating and enjoying and welcoming the newness that's upon all of us very soon on a new year. Bye.